So I purchased the bed and breakfast in 2020, January of 2020, the end of January. The house is named after Hamilton, who was the city attorney and the longest living resident of the Hamilton house.
The home also previously functioned as a doll museum where dolls were said to move, seemingly on their own.
COVID hit, so I had plenty of time to explore the house and make the changes that I needed. I was told that it was haunted, and I was told that people saw ghosts. The guests from the former innkeeper saw ghosts. I've lived here almost 5 years, and nothing negative has happened. I see them mostly downstairs in the innkeeper's quarters. You know, they just kind of, every once in a while, you'll get a chill, or I'll see, like, a whoosh of black go from, like, the where the kitchen is into where the unfinished basement part is, where the tunnels are in the house.
Gloria was kind enough to show us the progress she made trying to access the tunnels underneath the B&B.
So that goes all the way back.
That's really cool.
She questions what their purpose could be.
I've talked to people who are residents of Whitewater for, they're 80 years old, live their whole life in Whitewater. And I said, and what are the tunnels for? And everybody has a different opinion on what the tunnels for. The build was started in 1862. Are they for the Underground Railroad? Were they for Prohibition? What were the tunnels for? Basically, then after COVID, we opened back up the B&B, and then we just have all kinds of cool experiences from guests all over, telling me what they see, what they don't see.
We began our investigation in the garden area, where the spirit of Sarah Posey, the most well-known spirit attached to the house, was said to appear.
Her dad bought her the house for a birthday gift in 1888. Sarah was an artist, so as you go up the stairs, you'll see all these hand-painted tiles that she did. And again, that was in 1888. The story is that her younger son, who was about 4, got sick and passed on. And she made these 2 tiles that are in the dining room on the fireplace, one in the image of her and one in the image of her son, Oliver. And the story goes is that after the fraternity, or during the fraternity, the tile was lost in the garden, and Sarah kept haunting the garden outside. When the Alexander Company bought the Hamilton house for $1 to save it, they found Oliver's tile in the garden, put it back where it was supposed to be on the fireplace, and then she stopped haunting the house.
Right now we're in front of the garden where Sarah Posey's spirit is seen in the morning, and the owner said that those sightings seemed to stop once they found the marble piece that she painted for a fireplace. They found it somewhere in this garden area, and we're going to use our equipment to see if we can still contact her spirit here. You want to start with that?
Okay. We can X if there's a spirit here that would like to speak to us.
Oh,
We got an X right away. Right is yes, left is no. Is the spirit Sarah?
we would love to communicate with you.
Move the rods. Right is yes, my right. My left is no. I can feel it pulling. There we go. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Sarah?
Is the spirit Sarah? Well, I guess I would take that as a yes since it moved towards the right. Should we go into the garden to communicate with you? Let's make an X. And I'm going to take that as a yes because the rod's still going to the right. Okay, I think we should go inside. Okay, Sarah, I'm in the garden right now. Can you make an X? We know the tiles were found here in the garden, and now they're back where they should be on the fireplace.
Would you mind speaking with us?
We could not capture anything else on the dowsing rods.
Yeah, I don't know.
We also did not capture any strange anomalies in our photos. So we decided to head inside to the Pizarro room, believed to have once been either Sarah Posey or her son Oliver's bedroom. The room where we planned to not only investigate, but spend the night.
So not only do we have the entire B&B just to ourselves, but right now we're in the haunted Pizarro room and we're going to attempt to talk to the spirit Sarah Posey and possibly her son.
People see Sarah now. 2 people were out there and they asked me if they could come in, and I said I didn't really want anybody in the house at this particular point with COVID. And they said, well, do you know your house is haunted? And I said, oh yeah. I said, would you read all the stories online? They said, no, we see 2 ghosts on the stairs now, a woman and a boy.
The 2 spirits being commonly seen together seemed to inspire the beautifully eerie artwork throughout the building, and we hoped to make contact.
Sarah Posey's room apparently is in the Pizarro. The fraternity guys would see her up in the room, and or Oliver in the room, downstairs sometimes. Very old dress, I'm told. Doesn't say anything, just kind of floats around and does her thing and then leaves.
There's also debate over the age of Oliver, Sarah Posey's son, the believed identity of the spirit commonly seen with Posey's spirit. While people describe a young boy about 4 years of age, when researching the Posey and Van Giesen family, we discovered that the spirit of Oliver could not possibly have been that age. According to online sources, Sarah's son Oliver Posey lived to be 37, and her other son John to be 79. That said, the Poseys did have a son before the other 2, named William Oliver Posey, who died the same year he was born, possibly influencing the creation of the fireplace marble piece. But even if William Oliver is the Oliver spirit that people see, who passed away at less than 1 year of age, why and how does he show up as a much older boy? Is this child spirit even a member of the Posey family? Or is it just a separate spirit altogether that Sarah's spirit just took a liking to? Regardless, people see what is described as a 4-year-old boy's spirit in the Pizarro room, known to move dolls, and we wanted answers to all of our burning questions.
I'm going to start with the dowsing rod session. Sarah or Oliver, if you're here, can you please make these rods cross to indicate that you want to talk? That's not me.
It's
Yo, you feel that? There's so much energy. Okay. So move it to my right for a yes, to my left for a no. Are you Sarah?
Is Oliver here?
Feeling it. Yeah.
So you're Oliver. And she did say that this was probably Oliver's room because that door over there adjoins to the nanny's room.
Yeah, it's just me breathing. But I can feel it when it grabs it.
Do you want me to try mine?
Sure. While she's grabbing those, Oliver, whoever, when this used to be a doll, is it a doll museum?
Yeah, doll museum for a while.
Dolls were said to move on their own. So we brought you a doll. If you feel free to move it, play with it, whatever you want to do. It's sitting right there.
Oliver, if you're still here, you want to make an X with my rods here? Okay, thank you. Oh my god, it's like pulsating in my hand. Whoa. Thank you, Oliver. Can you bring him out Thank you.
Whoa.
Oh, you got the X right away.
Okay. Is this Oliver? Okay, I think it's still Oliver.
Mine are just
Whoa.
going haywire.
I'm getting chilled up. It's such strong energy. It felt like there were hands. That's so weird. It felt like there were hands like yanking on me.
Yeah, I can feel this one pulling,
All right.
pulling to the left. So maybe I'm talking to someone who is not Oliver, and you are ely talking to Oliver.
All right, Oliver.
Yeah.
There's a story about your mom haunting the garden. Is that true, or was it true? Like a yes? Like, I can feel the energy. If you need any more energy, feel free to drain our batteries or whatever you need to communicate.
Look at that. All the way over.
Does Sarah still haunt the garden?
Can you bring my rod back to the center, please? Look at that. Thank you.
It keeps going back and forth.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I wonder if some of that is my breathing.
But like from me to you,
Oh,
back to
like
me.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Can you light up the EMF when we bring it out?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
thank
I'll
you.
grab it.
Can we talk to Sarah? Yes, thank you. Sarah, can you light up the EMF?
No.
No. Would it be easier for us to use the necrophonic, which is sound bites that you can pull out words and sentences? Yes. I'm not moving that. That is moving on its own.
Alright, well, let's pull it out.
Okay, thank you. Who's that?
I'm Matthew, this is Anne. Please feel free to talk to us. We just want to learn about you. Who was the one moving the dolls?
Was it Oliver?
Why don't we walk around with that?
Do you want to tell us about the spirit that's in this room?
So we were creating our website, putting some new pictures on our website. And the photographer came, and a professional photographer, and he had shots of every little nook and cranny of the house. I think he must have taken 500-600 shots for us. He called me up the night that he left after the first shooting, and he said, I'm going to be a little late. He said, I have to stop to the studio and get a different camera because the one I have wasn't working that well because I went to take the pictures in the Degas and it was like watercolors. So I said, okay. So he came and he was doing his thing, and then he comes downstairs, pale, little beads of sweat, and I said to him, oh my gosh, I said, are you feeling okay? I said, do you need to sit down? You want me to give you some water? He said, no. He says, I gotta go. And shoot, out the door he goes. So that night he calls me and he tells me, he goes, look, I was speaking with my wife and she tells me that I have to share this story with you. He goes, I tried to take a picture and he goes, the second camera was coming out like watercolors every time I looked into the lens. And he goes, then he said, I tried to do it with my cell phone. And he said, I kept getting these black lines. And sure enough, there's these black lines on the picture. And I said, oh my God. He goes, I was going to give up and not do the Degas. And he says, I talked to the spirits and I said, look, Lori needs these pictures. The house is beautiful. She cares about the house. Let's just get through this. He took the pictures and off he went. He has yet to ever come back and do the outside of the house. I don't think he will.
What? What? Sarah, are you the one that plays piano?
Where should we go to talk with spirits the easiest? Oh man.
Say the room we should go to.
We tried the necrophonic for another 5 minutes, not capturing any more communication,
Alright, I think we're gonna go to a different room now.
and decided to take a few still images and captures this weird light behind me.
Look at.
Is there a mirror?
Right there's a mirror.
It could be
Oh.
reflecting. We were able to easily debunk the light as a reflection from the nearby mirror and did not capture any other anomalies during the session. We also captured no strange anomalies in our photos during the dowsing rod session, aside from this orb-like form above our cameraman Kane. Some people believe these orbs can be spirits, but they can also be dust or moisture. Supposedly, the less of a perfect circle they are, and if they appear as different colors, the more likely it is to be a spirit. The more orb-like formation showing up in a photo, the more likely it's dust or moisture. As I scanned the environment for EMFs, electromagnetic frequencies, I noticed heavy spikes coming from the cabinet. There was likely a router or some other type of electronic inside. Because spirits are said to give off EMFs,
Can you talk to us?
it's important to understand and differentiate which spikes are from the environment and which are not. Whoa, I just got one right here. Can you move the doll?
Can you light up the EMF by the doll?
Can you light that up?
Who was playing the piano?
We have a baby grand piano that kind of plays on its own.
Will you play the piano for us?
Is that a lead?
Two guests have heard the piano play, and one guest started walking out the door. They got in the middle of the foyer there, and I mean, they said the music was amazing because they asked me to play during breakfast. They said, would you mind playing the piano like you did yesterday? It's not a piano. I can't even hold a note or a tune. So it definitely wasn't me.
We're gonna leave the necrophonic in here, along with that camera, and we're gonna go in the other room. Please play the piano better than I can. Show me how it's done. Please. Did it?
It's lighting up.
Oh,
Oh, is it too close to the...
Well, we debunked the strong EMF spike to be due to the nearby phone with the necrophonic app running. We did catch a voice seemingly wittingly remarking that it would not, in fact, play the piano for us. Show me how it's done. Show me how it's done. We exited the room for about 5 minutes to see if any spirits would humor us and tap a key or two. While we didn't capture the piano playing by itself or hear it in our overnight stay, and captured 3 strange orbs near the piano. This one appears to have moved between the 2 frames taken one after another. Whether all three of these orbs are just dust or true spirit orbs, potentially the same spirit, it's up for debate, but what happens next is entirely chilling.
EMF's going off.
Really?
Whoa.
As we were heading up to begin the spirit box session, I got a weird feeling on the stairs, so I told Matthias to quickly film while I set down an EMF detector. Watch what happens.
Are you on the stairs?
Oh, it's still going up. Is there something electrical under? Is there someone on the steps? Whoa. Yo, are you filming? I'm filming. Now it's gone.
That's weird.
There was absolutely no electrical lining under the stairs, as shown in this image of the closet interior under them. I previously captured a significant amount of EMFs near this cabinet, and a spike near the light at the end of the stairs, but we were unable to fully determine if the spikes were caused by something in the environment. While I did capture a hard X with the dowsing rods indicating a spirit, this spirit, if it was one, did not seem to want to communicate. We still decided to use our spirit box, a device that supposedly allows for verbal spiritual communication through white noise.
Lights out. Now we're going to use the spirit box in the Pizarro room.
I heard something. I heard something. Are Sarah or Oliver here?
While we didn't hear it in person, listen to what seems to be a deep male voice say, "Oliver, come here."
Why did you want us to leave that other room?
What?
Which room is Sarah's? How many spirits are in this bed and breakfast? 13. 13.
We tried the spirit box on the steps, where we captured the strong EMF activity, as well as by the piano, not receiving any voices. We then decided to head to the Degas room, where a spirit was said to have interfered with a professional photographer's camera equipment.
I'm Matthew, I'm just here to talk with you. Is there dark energy at this B&B? Or are all the spirits here friendly? What is the black mist in the basement? This is a nice therapy couch. Come talk with me. Come talk with me.
We spent 10 more minutes in the room, not receiving any more communication.
All right, we're gonna say goodbye. Thanks for speaking with us.
It's an old house. It has a lot of character. So if the floors start creaking, if it's cold out or the doors don't shut because it's too warm or it's too humid, I don't know if you can, contribute all that stuff to ghosts.
So Kane, Ann, and I all spent the night at the Hamilton house, and I brought that doll, the doll that's right behind me, and we set it out, hoping that overnight the doll would move. So Kane and Ann didn't really feel like anything spiritual happened to them overnight, but I actually had a really interesting dream about the Oliver ghost.
And I wasn't going to say anything because, you know, it was just a dream. But you know those dreams where you wake up and you're like, did that actually happen? It was one of those. In the dream, there was a box of dolls in the entryway to the room. And one of them started to get up and move around. And I was so freaked out in the dream. I remember it like it was yesterday. And this spirit comes up, possessing the doll, making the doll move. It comes up and it talks to me, and it says that it's there to protect from any dark energy that I'd assume would be coming from the tunnels beneath the building or something. I tried to get the name. I figured it would probably be Oliver, but right when I asked the name, I just woke up. And I wasn't going to say anything because, yeah, it's just a dream, you know, but it felt so real when I woke up that it kind of freaked me out. And when we woke up, we looked and the doll didn't move at all, but I do this a lot, and that freaked me out. The haunting of the Hamilton House bed and breakfast is very interesting. A legend about a missing marble piece and a restless spirit, Sarah Posey searching for it in the garden, finally being released from her attachment to the building upon the marble piece's discovery. Sarah and her son Oliver appearing in an upstairs bedroom, now the Pizarro room, with even former fraternity guys getting freaked out by them. A piano playing all on its own. Stories of the building's previous use as a doll museum, where dolls would move on their own. Stories of a dark-colored mist potentially causing camera issues, and more. And we did seem to uncover some proof across different tools of paranormal research that Sarah, Oliver, and at least one male spirit continue to haunt the Hamilton House bed and breakfast. While some things like the EMF readings on the steps and some of the orbs may be explained by the surrounding environment, other captures like strong communication with the dowsing rods.
Mine are just
Whoa.
going haywire.
I'm getting chilled up. It's such strong energy.
Intelligent answers on the necrophonic responding directly to us,
Show me how it's done. Show me how it's done.
as well as the names of the spirits being caught on the spirit box. Are much more difficult to write off.
Which room is Sarah's?
The Hamilton House bed and breakfast in Whitewater, Wisconsin has given us compelling evidence. With a delicious breakfast in the morning, special thanks to Gloria, the wonderful owner and innkeeper, for her hospitality. And for fans of the paranormal, this is not one to miss.
So I don't know. I mean, I guess you have to come and visit the Hamilton House yourself and decide, is it folklore, mystery, or history?
That's a good one.
Yeah.